Channel 2 correspondent Reggie Harris is just back from Somalia, where he witnessed the suffering firsthand. Tonight he continues his Somalia diary with a look at what it's like trying to provide health care in that famine-stricken country. Reggie.
Well, Jim, nothing is easy in Somalia right now. We spent time in the desert where the daytime temperature was more than 100 degrees with high humidity. The heat and a lack of sanitation allowed disease to flourish. Tonight, we go back to the town of Hadur. Hadur is in Somalia's heartland, near the Ethiopian border, far removed from any large city and all modern conveniences. Its 50,000 people, many of them refugees from the outlying bush country, are starving or at least malnourished. 20 feeding centers cook and serve a nutritious but not very appetizing brand of wheat or corn porridge, or this brew called Unimix, a European combination grain. It's rice, pre-cooked beans, sugar, and oil. While boiling, it smells a bit like hot beer. I decided to take a small taste.
If there were no other food, you could certainly get used to it.
I gambled that the food was safe because any bacteria should have been killed by the boiling water. But we had to be careful. Though starvation is Somalia's major killer, disease runs a close second. Childhood diseases kill more people here than malaria and hepatitis. In late October, there was an outbreak of measles in Hadur. 400 children died of measles within 2 days. Disease is the handmaiden of famine and the lack of sanitary conditions. Hadur has one hospital and one doctor to serve 50,000 people. When Somalia had a government, Dr. Nur Hassan Mohammed was the nation's director of communicable diseases. Now he tends to the sick and injured in Hadur. This man has malaria, but tuberculosis, pneumonia, bronchitis, and diarrhea are also rampant. The doctor says disease is driven by a lack of sanitation. There are no public or private bathrooms. People relieve themselves wherever they choose.
They don't go, latrines. They are not familiar with the latrines. Even if you build them some latrines, they don't go. They prefer to defecate in the in the places, in the streets.
The hospital's pharmacy is a small table with a few drugs that are handed out if the doctor prescribes.
The medication for the people here is free.
When asked if he had an inpatient ward, Dr. Mohammed led me to a hut behind the hospital. He says there's room for up to 50 patients here and in a few ragged canvas shelters propped against the hospital's walls. This 15-year-old boy on the right and his 16-year-old sister suffer from malnutrition. They walked in from the bush.
So we admitted them in the hospital in order to take care of them. So they are now receiving some drugs in the hospital and some food also. We provide them some food.
I asked the doctor, if you had what you needed to properly deliver care, what would it be?
I really need a hospital. We have now some drugs and we can cure. But, we need medical equipment. We don't have something, for example, X-rays.
He says he does have 10 nurses, but only one is a true registered nurse. We found her tending a starving girl.
I hope it will be better for her.
Will she live?
I think so, yeah. I hope, anyway.
In Hadur, the Irish Relief Agency concern is trying to limit disease by improving sanitation. 200 Somalis have been hired to collect garbage and the raw sewage that is dropped on the streets. The garbage is being burned, the human waste is being buried. Tomorrow on Channel 2 News at 11, we'll look at security in Hadur. There is no police force there, but there is an organized armed militia that protects the town from bandits. But are the militiamen really good guys? The story is coming up tomorrow.
Reggie, one question about the medical. Is there anything this Operation Restore Hope can do about getting more medical attention into a place like that?
I'm sure that will come. I don't think that military doctors looking at those conditions will just let it go. The hearts will go out and they'll give supplies, I think. But that's not the mission. The mission is to open the roads and get the food out to the villages. And part of the problem there is that so many people have come to Hadur because there is food. Planes come in every day with food. It can't get out to the bush,
Sure. Look forward to your report tomorrow night. Thanks, sir.